What a piece of junk!
This is the Shattered Order Podcast.
Go switch off!
If you're looking for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes news, information, and theory crafting, you've found the podcast you're looking for. With your hosts, GoodNightPunk and WinKILLERinc.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 176th episode of the Shattered Order Podcast. I'm your host, GoodNightPunk, and with me, as always, is my good friend, Wink. Wink, what's up?
Oh, not much. Almost forgot to hit the record button. But I remembered just in time.
Well, I just
What
hit it
is
right
going on
now,
with you?
so that intro you'll probably have to pull. Never mind. Fail. Intro,
Yeah.
fail.
Hey, we do this on occasion, so you know,
Technical
we've been doing this for a
difficulties
while, and we
is
still
my
have no idea what
specialty.
we're doing.
I'm so good at it.
Exactly.
Anyways, dude, hype. I'm hyped.
What are you hyped
Less
about?
than
my man?
1 week till Rise of Skywalker.
Woo!
Dude, I can't tell you how hyped I am.
I'm
getting hyped
I'm
now.
pretty excited.
I think the last 2 weeks I was more hyped about Mando, and I wasn't even thinking about Skywalker, but I gotta ask.
The closer it gets.
Have you got your
Yep.
tickets yet?
I haven't. I need to do that this weekend.
Okay, gotcha. I think the reason I'm so hyped is because I already bought my tickets. So
Okay.
I know when I'm going, and it's basically just turned into a countdown until the moment I go.
Oh, I'm excited.
And you know what
Yeah,
the
I'm
weirdest
jealous.
the weirdest thing is,
Okay.
it comes out Friday. But sometimes movies do midnight releases, right? The theater that I bought my tickets at has about 6 movie times on Thursday, starting at 6 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah, that's common now. I don't know why, but that is really common. Theaters around here are doing the same thing. I don't know. It's odd.
I got a 10:30 showing, so I should be done close to 1 or so, or a little bit after 1.
We're obviously going to have to be doing a review. So that is the part I am excited about.
Well, here's the best part. I booked it at Alamo. I don't know if you have Alamo Draft House at in Oklahoma.
Nope, never heard of it.
Basically, it's a movie theater that serves like bar food and beer during the movie.
Okay. Yeah, we've got a theater like that. We have a Warren here, and they have a similar thing. You can order all sorts of liquored up beverages and whatever you want from your seat. It's fabulous.
All over that. It's gonna be great. So,
Yep.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. We will obviously be doing a review of the movie. We'll be doing it on the Chosen Ones podcast stream, so make sure you guys subscribe to that if you want to check it out. You guys should just subscribe to that anyway. We could use some reviews to kind of help boost us up in the rankings. We would love it if you guys would do that, of course. Hell, you can even just search Shattered Order and it still comes up. So,
Yep, exactly.
very, very exciting stuff.
And I have an exclusive image from the reveal of the new Xbox last night. So let me show this. Rink, you already saw this image, but
I did.
the new Xbox is out. They wanted to show you kind of what it would look like in your house, and there it is. The new Xbox Series X fits right there where your fridge would go. It's a beautiful console.
Yep. It is. It's a beautiful design.
That thing is weird.
I didn't
looking,
even
man.
know. I had no idea there was a new one until like 5 minutes ago, right before the stream. Whenever I saw it in the show notes, I'm like, the what? So I'm pretty pumped. I'm obviously an Xbox person. I know I've mentioned this before, but if you guys ever want to play some Call of Duty or something, hit me up. My gamer tag on there, I think, is the same thing. You guys can, of course, find me on Discord. I'll give you my gamer tag if you'd like, but may do a little bit of Call of Duty playing this weekend. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. One last thing. I don't know this, but I'm willing to guess that a lot of people were worried or concerned. I just wanted to waylay that by letting everybody know that my Christmas Wampa is in the front yard and ready to go.
Oh, thank goodness. I'll be honest. I've got a Yoda that I don't even have out in my yard. I need to do that this weekend.
Oh, he's great. He's just standing out there. He's just standing out there right in front of my blow-up wiener dog. So
nice.
It's
You'll
great.
have to get some pictures up on Discord for people to check out.
Yeah, I'll go out there and take some pictures in the next few days. That'll be awesome. But yeah, he's out there just holding things down. So no need to worry.
Well,
my Wampa is live. Nativity little baby Yoda. That'd be awesome.
That would be that would be awesome. So before we get into this next thing, I have one last very important question.
Let me grab this.
What are you doing over there to keep your mouth refreshed, during this podcast?
I got a little bit of this, which you can see right through because it's green. But Sierra Nevada's Hazy Little Thing IPA, and it is freaking delicious.
Sierra Nevada has some very good beers, so that is a good choice.
Elon is going to be very happy. He used to always question and wonder why I didn't like IPAs, but he has converted me, so.
Well, nice. I'm still not a huge fan, but I like any beer, but
if it comes down to a sour or an IPA, I'll still take the sour every time. But
of course you will.
When you're trying to find a beer most places, the one that you're always going to find is an IPA. They always have IPA everywhere. Sours, they don't, unfortunately.
So I am having some eggnog and rum. I've actually got, it's a dark chocolate flavored rum. It is fabulous in the eggnog, but one of my buddies,
like a nice pair.
Yeah. One of my buddies got me this bad boy as a wedding present. Now, isn't this just legit?
What do they call those things?
A decanter.
Decanter, yes.
It is a
Stormtrooper helmet.
It is a Stormtrooper, and it is just amazing.
That is awesome, dude.
I got so I got my booze in there ready to go. So
awesome.
Actually, I think we're ready to go into this.
Hey guys, what did you do in SWGOH this week?
This is not just about what I did in SWGOH, but this is about what I am about to do in SWGOH this week. You got my game up, good sir?
I do. We still got to figure out why it's so blurry all the time, but it is up there. You can make out most things, so it's not a big deal. We're not reading anything. People will see what you're doing. But
I have a feeling it's my upload. Hopefully I'll get fiber one of these days. Soon, hopefully. Still got my fingers crossed. But all right, so here's what I wanted to do. I got Art Trooper finished today. Completely finished all the way to 7 stars, but he's only gear 11.
Well, why not? Why is he gear 11? What are you doing?
Well, I thought it would be fun to let everybody watch him go to gear 13. So
that could be fun.
Let's go ahead and start that process. Let's just check his stats for right now. Yeah. So he's at 26,000 health with 3928 damage. So let's just start taking this guy up and see what happens.
Alrighty.
I don't have any stuff to...
Oh, it's a blaster turret.
Do what?
Well, I was just going to say, what is his relic? But it's the turret, so that makes sense because it just looked funny.
Yep.
And I could barely read it.
I don't have enough slicing material to kind of keep going, unfortunately. So I'm only going to get him to relic level 2.
I was about to say, I keep getting stuck at 2 as well on the ones I get to gear 13 because I haven't been farming the green one because I've been farming ARC Trooper. So my B1 Battle Droid, when I got him to gear 13, he could only get to relic 2. And once I get Kenobi there, I don't even know if he's going to get to relic 2. But he got to relic 2 because you don't need the green ones for that. Yeah.
Look at these numbers. So he went from 26,000 health to 53,000 health, and
double.
Was it
nice.
39 or 2,900 damage?
I can't remember. 29 sounds right.
I was thinking it was 29. Either way, he is now at almost 7,000 damage.
Oof.
So yeah, the paper arc strategy is gone bye-bye, and I now have a monster ARC Trooper to add to my arsenal of amazing light side territory battle teams that I will be using here very soon. I of course got Hux. I took him up to gear 10. I'm going to work on getting him to gear 12. We'll discuss that whole issue here in a bit, but I did a little bit of remodding on a few characters. Nothing too crazy. Just a little bit of optimizing. Other than that, man, I really have not done much this week. It has been all about farming the stuff for ARC Trooper, getting him up, ready to go. And that's pretty much the gist of my week. Other than I did set a new personal record in phase 2 of the Sith raid. I got just over 20 million with my Jedi Knight Revan team. And related to that, there was a post on Reddit I saw where somebody did like 48 million or something. They did like a third of phase 1 and then half of phase 2 with the Jedi Knight Revan team. It was pretty much completely jacked, all Relic 7, but that was pretty legit. I would have liked to have seen that video. That's crazy.
I've been meaning to actually catch, if we're talking about raids for a second, I've been meaning to try to catch the Heroic AT to try that team, that Shakti Clones and CLS team. Shakti Clones, CLS, full auto team and Heroic AT. I'm really interested.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone but CLS is Relic 4. CLS is, gear 12, but I want to see how that would go for me. Because if that can become a thing, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be super cool.
So, yeah, we shall see. But yeah, that team looks
very
super
nice.
fun.
So what about you, sir? What did you do this week in SWGOH?
All right, so what did I do this week? Nothing really, to be honest. Almost the same thing as you, as far as not noteworthy things. I just been farming so many Chirotechs as well. This is the first Gear 13 I've had in a while where I didn't have any of the Gear 12 finisher prototype pieces farmed for the character that I'm currently Gear 13ing. So I got all the Kairos for Kenobi, but I had 0 of his prototypes. So I finished the Kairos and then I had to move to the prototypes, and so I think I'm like 22 away from Gear 13 Kenobi, which is nice. But everything I needed left over for Ahsoka before her Gear 12 finisher was fleet energy. So I've been using all my fleet energy on her at the same time, and now all Ahsoka needs is the finisher as well. So I'll move right into a finisher on Kenobi to a finisher on Ahsoka, and then I'll be done with those for a while, and then I'll just go after Arc and Watt like I want to do. So, let's see. I might just go nice. Arc Trooper and Watt before her, but, yeah.
Yeah. Not a terrible idea, probably.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm at 10 out of 100 on Arc Trooper. That farm is actually going pretty fast compared. I mean, I'm not too terribly far behind you. I started counting the shards I get a day on 3 refreshes, and I'm getting around 15 to 18 a day. So
That's pretty good.
I'd say I'm in a good place there. Yeah, 10 out of 100. So shouldn't take, but maybe another 4 or 5 days at the most.
Yeah, you might actually be ready for when that battle comes up in the territory battle this coming week, because of course there is a territory battle starting Monday.
No, then you just convinced me that I need to gear Arc Trooper over Ahsoka then, because I don't have any plans on beating that. But if I could,
yeah,
it would be nice to be able to try. So
I think it probably depends on how close you are on the rest of your clones.
Well, they're all Relic 4 and Shakti's Relic 4, so we're ready to go.
Oh,
it's all about
so,
Arc
yeah.
Trooper.
Yeah.
Remember, I was gearing for the light side territory battle for the last 3 months, so
yeah,
I am ready to go. I just need Arc Trooper. Very
nice. Well, yeah, get that ready to go then, son. Jeez.
He's stun guns away from gear 10. So once I get the stun guns, it shouldn't be too bad. I don't think so. We'll see.
Very, very nice.
Not too shabby. All right, we got some updates. What do we get?
Alrighty.
Strong with us, this update is Young Padawans.
Yes, quite the update. There was some huge stuff this week. I mean, it's not very often that we get this big of an update, obviously. And I really don't have anything to bitch about, just things to honestly just be kind of thrilled about for the most part. What'd you think about the updates we've got this past week?
I didn't see anything bad. I saw a lot of good this week, actually. There are a lot of things. Yeah. Anytime you get a quality of life update, I'm loving it. And I'm telling you what, we're going to talk about this in a second, but on the 10th, so a few days ago, 3 days ago, they updated the journey guide that plopped into the game, and that quality of life update did not just include the journey guide, it included that entire screen for the achievements, right? So I'm loving that new UI for the objective screen. It's just so smooth and fluid and kind of just really easy to see what you're clicking on, because before it was just a bunch of circles, right? And it's still kind of a bunch of circles if you click on quests. It doesn't really give you much information unless you go to each one, but that's just for the quests. Now you got your daily activities, you've got your prestigious quest tab where you can pick the quests you're doing. The achievements tab is all on its own, not just a random circle mixed in with the other circles. Guild activities has its own screen that's easier to, I mean, I knew where it was before, but this is much cleaner. I mean, the whole thing just looks clean, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I totally agree. It's awesome. And the biggest thing, of course, about this is with this journey guide is you can get any of these legendary characters at any time. Once you're ready, go in there, boom, you are good to go.
And a funny note about that, to be honest, I was looking into the journey guide while I was writing the notes for this because I hadn't really clicked on much besides General Anakin Skywalker. I, for the longest time, thought I had a 6-star Millennium Falcon because I've been ready for that 6-star version for like probably 2.5 months. I just got a 6-star Millennium Falcon right before the podcast.
Oh, nice.
Because
very nice.
Either I missed the last event and was waiting for the next one, or I just totally forgot. But I went into the event and I'm clicking through things, just looking at the ones I haven't got all the way through, and it's like, you can do the 6-star version. And I'm like, really? I thought I already did that. So I just got my 6-star Millennium Falcon right before the podcast. And I'm about, well, let's see here. I am about 50 shards from 7-star. So I'm still farming that IG 100. I'm not refreshing him during the day. I'm just refreshing Vulture Droid, who's almost caught the IG 100. But yeah, I'll be there soon.
Well, congratulations, sir. That is
I can now use it
pretty awesome.
in the light side. No, I can't use it on the light side. 7-star. One day,
Yeah,
I'll be able to use it.
Yeah, one day, hopefully in the near future, we will see.
But I can use my Vulture Droid in the. I can now use my Vulture
in the
Droid
dark side.
in the dark side one, so that's good.
Whenever that comes back one of these days.
Yeah, we'll see. It should be next.
If it comes back.
Or maybe they'll do another light side on a third in a row.
I'd be okay with it. I'd be okay with
it, but I really want to finish off what?
Yeah, that's totally fair. These rewards are sick, though. We obviously talked about the light side territory battle heavily last week, so we won't get into that much. But
no need to rehash that conversation.
Exactly. All right, so let's talk about this new Rey and Kylo Ren that are featured on here. These are a new type of character, it seems. So you have, let's see.
What do they call them? They call them Galactic Legends.
Galactic Legends. You have all your other legendary characters or difficult to get characters. I mean, they even include characters that you can't farm, like IPD, Watt, KAM, Malik, all those characters are on here. But then on the far left, you have these characters that look much different. They have a little bit different band around them and such. But do you have my game pulled up on the stream?
I have mine, so it's a little clearer, but
okay.
I've got the same thing you have.
Okay, perfect. So they have the Galactic Legend Kylo Ren and the Galactic Legend Rey. These are presumably two new characters we're about to get from the new movie. And one thing that is interesting, whenever you go and look at required units, you will see a list. You see the previous versions, so basically the episode 8 versions of Kylo and Rey. But there are 14 other slots that are unfilled, left with a big fat question mark.
So,
what do you think's going on here?
I have thoughts on this. And you can refute them, which I'm sure you will, because you like to be my contrarian. But
I would never do that.
If you look, so I'm going to bring it up on the stream so people can see what I'm talking about. You look at Grandmaster Yoda. Activity screen. There's about every single Jedi that exists. List is under his requirements. There's a lot
correct.
Of them. Okay?
Yep.
Now, if you look under Palpatine, same deal with Rebels. There's a lot of them. And for a lot of these characters that require, factions that have a lot of characters, they list a lot of characters. Now, for Kylo and Rey, if you look at the First Order, right? So we'll go to the First Order in character screen. If you look at the First Order, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 characters in the game now.
Yep.
How many ships are there?
It's a good question.
Shuttle, TIE Silencer, First Order, Storm Special Forces TIE Pilot, First
4.
Order. Yeah, so you're already...
So we are one away from filling all those slots if ships are included.
Yes, and if you'd include a capital ship, now you've got a fleet and a character requirement. Yep. Or if you look at the other side with resistance, right? Let's look at how many resistance there are.
There are 3 resistance ships.
There's 11 characters, 3 resistance ships. All right.
So 14 and 14.
So there's a lot on both sides there. Or if you took out the ships altogether and added First Order and Resistance to the equation for each of those characters, you're looking at a good chunk of characters. And maybe these numbers, maybe they just kept it in even 3 lines, even that's not the number that you need. But this is my thought on this, okay? There's nothing that says that a new character event has to come out and be harder than the last character event.
That is true.
You're about to get a whole crap ton of new players because of the new movie, right?
Hopefully.
Right.
That's the idea.
So that's the idea. I don't think that they're going... I would hope that they wouldn't drop the hardest character to get in the game with the biggest requirements right as every new player is watching this game. Because if I were a new player and I saw something drop and everyone that I talked to about the game said that was the hardest thing in the world, and then I realized I'm 3 or 4 years away from even getting it, that would really turn me off as a new player. I have a feeling that this is going to be a little easier. The requirements might be a little easier. I don't think the characters will be bad, but I don't expect them to be like top tier. But I have a feeling that these are going to be accessible within a year if someone were to buy, let's say, a hyperdrive bundle and put themselves right on the path to getting to these characters. You know what I mean? I think these will be more accessible than people are thinking they are. And I don't think it's going to require 30 characters to get both of them.
You know what I'd like to see? I would like to see these characters get released at like 1 star, and you have to do something to gain the next star. Kind of like the way Vader was originally. We kind of talked about that last week.
I would still love that idea.
God, that would be awesome. And if you did something to where you could unlock these characters at 1 star, super low, really early, that would be a good way to kind of get people to buy it and a different way to introduce characters. And it wouldn't, you wouldn't necessarily have to follow any type of previous pattern. It's a new type of character, so they can kind of do whatever they want. We don't have any precedent as far as what we think they may be willing to do on this. So it could be based on beating some sort of event. It could be based on collecting a certain faction of characters and getting them, geared up so far. Like, there's no telling. We don't really have any idea. But I've seen a lot of people freaking out about the requirements. Like, oh my God, this is going to require 15 characters, blah, blah, blah. And that was one thing that you mentioned earlier, like Grandmaster Yoda, all the Jedi are on there because that's a requirement. 5 Jedi. Mm-hmm. Any 5 of those characters. Could very well be the same thing for this. I don't know where people have gotten so up in arms about that. As far as them requiring 15 characters, I don't know why I've seen so many people thinking that. That just seems odd, but I think if you're thinking that, probably get that out of your head.
I can understand people thinking the worst. I think the worst a lot of times, but as who said it in chat? McTweet82. Mobile games are built on hope. I hope that they would not do something that new players would see and think to themselves, well, I'm never going to get that. Even though I started playing this game because I just watched the movie and I really want those characters. I am far less, bullish on this. I think this is a new type of character. I think it's a new way to get the character, and I don't think it's going to be an event. I think it's going to be something different than we've seen in the past. I could be totally wrong, but I think it would be cool to have a new way to work towards something.
One thing I'm going to be curious to see, the other legendary droids that we have, 3PO and R2, they've kind of made them to where there won't be another version of them. They've made them so good so wide-ranging as far as abilities and all that sort of stuff. But they've also been in way more eras. I'm trying to wonder, or I'm thinking, what's going to happen with BB-8? Are they going to release a new version of BB-8? Are they going to maybe rework BB-8? I feel like there's got to be something with him or some sort of synergy with his kit. Given the fact that we already have a legendary character and there's no precedent on them building a second version of a droid. So I feel like it would be kind of odd if they brought out a new BB-8, but at the same time, it's highly unlikely that they will do something where this BB-8, the current BB-8, becomes unusable. And I've kind of been wanting to take him to Gear 13 just because I feel like there's going to be something with him, coming up in this. I wonder if they would ever consider making changes to 3PO and R2 based on a new movie. Like maybe going back and adding something to their kit, some sort of synergy or something based on the new movie.
If they did, I have a feeling it would be a relic, a new relic. When the relic changes come out and they add more power to those, or no more skills with that, that's when I think that would happen.
Yeah. Because they've mentioned the intention of having abilities part of relics. We don't know if that's entirely scrapped or if it's been modified or what the deal is, but that is of course a potential. But I guess we'll see. Anyway, that was
there's
just
a lot of new
had.
characters in this new movie, so if these characters have such big parts as I think they will in this movie, I would be more upset to get new characters, new versions of old characters, instead of new versions of new characters added to the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, unless there's some drastic change to Finn's character and Poe's character, I don't think they need a new character in the game. I don't think we need a new
fair.
Rose by any stretch of the imagination.
What?
I know.
Crazy talk.
But like, there's at least two new characters I can think of that look really cool from all of the promotional art, and having them in the game as a new character sounds much cooler than a new version of an old character. So
yeah,
that's at least on the Resistance side. And then when you go to the First Order side, I'm sure that there are a lot of things we're going to find out in the movie that will add to the need and want for new characters from the First Order side. Because, I mean, seriously, how bad did we all want Praetorian Guard after the last movie?
Oh, God, I know.
Like, there were so many awesome characters that we just feel like we missed out on. So, I mean, Snoke's not in the game. Praetorian Guard's not in the game. There's a lot of things from the last two movies that weren't in the game First Order side. At least they finally got Hux. At least we finally got Hux.
And not only that, but we now know that there is some faction of Sith in the new movie. I don't think I need to put the spoiler tag in, because if you play this game, you're aware of Sith
already
Trooper.
know, yeah.
So I feel like that's a pretty safe assumption that we can talk about as far as spoilers go.
No, King Baelish. Well, yeah. I won't say that in case it is a spoiler, but King Baelish in chat, you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
So,
well, I mean, that's something from the first movie that we've all been waiting for that never came up in the second one. But yeah, who knows? I mean, there's going to be some Sith synergy. So the First Order could get really interesting, mixing those two factions together. Probably the new Kylo, I assume, is probably going to be a Sith as well. So that there's going to be some versatility there as far as in-game. Yeah, we'll see. Very cool stuff.
Final thoughts. This journey challenge is very easy to follow, or jury guide, I should say, is very easy to follow. Daily activities, the quests, all that stuff is really, really easy to follow. So I'm really digging this thing.
Yep,
so,
for sure.
I like it.
All right. So this is one thing I have been up in arms about very, very, very heavily. they have officially updated the Grand Arena Championship rewards. This is great. Oh my god. They basically, so at the end of a week, those 3 battles, you get grouped into either the top tier, the second tier, third tier, or the fourth tier. The fourth tier is, of course,
fourth tier's 8.
Yep,
first tier is 1.
They went
2 is 3 through 4, and then 3 is 5 through 7.
Correct. And so group 4, people that went 0 for 3. If you go 1 and 2, you would be in that 5 to 7. 2 to 1, you would be in that group 2. And then, of course, if you go 3 and 0, you are the number 1 top dog. And they doubled the rewards for every one of these except for that group 2, that second through 4th place. It's actually up a little bit more than doubled. So that's
good, because that's the one I'm in all the time. It seems like
Nice.
I'm almost always in group 2, and then sometimes in group 1. It's like group 2 is the one to see it get the highest reward bump. I'm okay with that.
So they upgraded the rewards on, say, player 1 from 700 to 1400. The second through 4th place from 575 to 1000. That's actually that's less than doubled.
Sorry, that's in there wrong. It's 475.
It was 475. Okay,
Yeah.
Yep. 475 to 1000, just over doubled. 5th through 7th, it went from 350 to 700, and last place is now going from 175 to 350. However, that is not all, because they also updated the payout whenever you win a round for the individual round. It used to be that you got 150 winning. It is now 350 for winning. So basically, if you get first place, you will be getting an extra 1,300 championship tokens in that 1 week.
See, here's where things get weird for me. Now, it's great that these rewards have changed. I like this. This is a great change because you get to pick what you buy with it. It's not they didn't add back in certain types of okay, let me rephrase. It's nice that you get to pick what you want to buy, but I don't think you get enough still to buy a full piece. So it would be nice to get gear back in there as well, where you're hitting group 1, you would get a full piece, because you're not going to be able to buy a full piece with 1,400 championship tokens. So in my opinion, there's still work to do on these rewards, but it is still way better than it was.
Okay.
Then the part that it gets weird for me is
I
that
actually don't agree with you there.
How?
I think these rewards are better than they previously were.
Well,
before, I'm talking about the beginning of Grand Arena, because we used to get 50. You would get 50 salvage for winning a week. That would be basically, and whenever I say win a week, I am talking about, those 3 matches. You would get 50 salvage of a stun gun or a Carbani or whatever it was for that week. Now, in 1 week, you will get, if you get first place, I'm just talking about first place, you will now get, I am going to use, just because this is in the store and this is generally what I buy with them, I'm going to use the Chirotex as the thing that I am basing all this off of. You will get 35 salvage of Chirotex. However, that's not it, because you also have the rewards at the end. The rewards at the end,
that's where I was going with my next point is
let's
2,100.
Say 2,100.
2,100 for in a 4-week event when you're getting, what was it, 1,300?
Yep.
Per round. 2,100 seems like pocket change.
So that is correct. I mean, the rewards at the end seem a lot less now. But let's say if you got the bottom of a Rhodium, which I do believe is 2,100, that is an additional 30. So, on the whole, well, actually, if you win all of them, you're going to be way ahead because there's no way you're not going to hit Kyber, which would be 3,100. If you win every match, you will basically get Kyber. There's almost no way that you won't. And so you would be getting an extra 44 by hitting at the bottom of Kyber. So if you divide that 44 by the 4 weeks, that's an additional 11 plus your 35. That's like getting 46 salvage of Kairos for winning sweeping around, basically.
So,
and not to mention
they upped everything by 100%. I would have been okay with them upping everything 75% and adding back in the other gear. Would have been totally fine with that because the other gear was always bottleneck gear. I want stun guns. Put stun guns back in there. If I can have another way to get stun guns, I'll be happy.
Are stun guns not in the championship store?
Oh, they are, but I don't have a chance at a full one after one round. Well, Winnings would never buy a full stun gun.
I am going to look and see how much they are there because I have no idea how much. I have no idea how much stun guns are. I could not be more thrilled about these rewards. I think this is absolutely fabulous. I have no issue with it whatsoever.
Well, there is nothing to have an issue with. It's all better. But the fact of the matter is, it's a step in the right direction. This shouldn't be the end.
No, and that's what I'm saying. I am fine with these rewards. Like, I don't have an issue if this is the end of the rewards. Like, that is perfectly fine.
I still don't feel like it's enough to make everyone battle like they did before.
Okay, so stun guns, I do not believe are available in the Grand Arena store.
They are. I bought them before.
Are you sure?
Pretty positive.
That needs to be an update on the gear guide then, because I don't have those on there.
Interesting.
Let's see. I'm going to look at some things on here. See what's a good value. Droid Collar's pretty good value in the Grand Arena store.
I think the only thing I will ever buy in the Grand Arena store is Kairos.
Yeah, same here. Yep. I mean, I wouldn't complain about them increasing the rewards anywhere else, but to me, this gets the rewards back to basically where they were before, and I'm happy with that. I mean, that's...
But it doesn't get them back to where they were before, because you're not getting a full piece for first place. This is not even close to back to where they were.
I mean, it basically is when you factor in...
36 doesn't equal 50, I'm sorry. You're a math guy.
No, it's not 46 if you finish. I'm going off memory. Kyber 3,100. Is that correct? Do you know?
Never been there. That's
okay.
That's the forbidden land for me.
I think 3,100 is the bottom of Kyber. At getting 3,100, you are at 46 salvage.
But
so you're...
My point is, at the end of a round, you would receive a full piece. At the end of a round, you're not getting a full piece now.
We didn't get end rewards before. You have to calculate the end rewards in order to see what you're actually getting.
Round rewards are still worse than they were before. There's no way for you to get a full piece getting first place in Grand Arena in a round.
Yes, because there are end rewards, which reduce the round rewards. But when you look at it as a whole, it kind of depends on where you finish.
So even if you get the end of the round rewards and you got first twice, there's no way the end rewards are going to bring you to two full pieces that you missed out on. The rewards are not as good as they used to be. There's no way that they are even close at the moment. I know you're going to disagree, and that's fine, but the math does not add up.
I think they're better. No, what were the... I'm going to go back and see if I have a screenshot of what the rewards were like, the entire rewards before. I think the rewards now are better than they were in Grand Arena in the very beginning. And I was a huge advocate for them. I love them, but I do think they're better now.
The Grand Arena tokens are definitely better. But you still... I'm pretty sure that the Grand Arena token numbers were the same with the gear before. Not the new ones that they just added, but the ones that were there before. But, yeah. I probably have a screenshot somewhere, but, like, I have so much crap in my phone from all the years playing this game, I don't know if I could find it. Not on this podcast, at least. So... I'm with you. I'm not here to argue with you. I think they are definitely better. I don't think that the amount of full pieces you get from these new rewards even comes close to before. But it does make it much better for those of us like me and you that do fight in Grand Arena and do enjoy it and do want to win to get even more for it.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Hi. How are you?
I cannot hear anything. I have no idea what happened.
Oh, well, fantastic. Technical difficulties at 44 minutes and 53 seconds. Can you still not hear me? I can say whatever I want about Wink right now. Wink's wrong, guys. He's wrong. Just so everybody knows it out there, he's wrong. They were better before. The tokens are better, but not getting gear is not better. Not getting a full piece, I should say. So now they can't refute me. I'll stop.
I can hear you again.
Hey, buddy! Welcome back.
All right, so what were you saying? I have no idea what happened. But
I was just entertaining the people while you were gone.
Alrighty, well that's good. Yeah, I cannot find a screenshot of any of the previous rewards.
God, don't make me go look. When did Grand Arena come out?
Grand Arena came out, I believe, January last year.
All right.
It's been out right at a year now.
If I go to... There's a way to search by date in...
On, like, your screenshots and stuff?
Yeah, let's say December. Oh, there's a whole screenshot category on my phone. You're right.
Yes, there is.
All right, let me see if I can find that. Oh, here we go. Years. 2018.
Okay. If anybody in the live stream has a screenshot of previous rewards to send out, that would be amazing.
Oh my gosh, some of these screenshots are out of control. Yeah, I don't have it right now. I'm not going to waste airtime looking for it, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out eventually.
Indeed. So yeah, like I said, I think this gets the rewards back to where they were, and I prefer them this way because you get a choice of where to go buy them. If stun guns are in there, I need to update the gear guide, but because I do not have them there, I have never seen them there, but that obviously doesn't mean they're not there. So let me know if you guys see that there. But yeah, I mean, to me, I will take 46 Kairos over 50 stun guns all day, every day.
Okay.
You would not, I take it.
I hate farming stun guns, and I hate farming Kyrotech, so both of them are equally annoying to me.
That's totally fair. Can't really disagree there. All right. So what is
Next
the
up, you
next
got
thing to discuss?
a buff to banners in GAC. So GAC undersized fleet bonus increased to 4 banners from 3. I thought I'd mention this only because it'll be awesome when I get my Malevolence to 7-star, because there is no way in the world that I will ever need more than 6 or 5 ships with Malevolence. I think every battle I fight, the only reinforcements I call are Geospy and Houndstooth. I could leave the last 2 slots empty, get those extra banners, and still win with Malevolence.
Yeah.
So updating the from 3 to 4 for undersized fleet, I'll take it, because that's just more for me.
I totally agree.
I tell you, I didn't lose a fleet battle in Fleet Arena this entire week.
You did, yes.
This whole past week, did not lose. I could fight anything. Well, let me take that back. I haven't fought any Malevolences, so I can't say I can beat those with my Malevolence.
I fought a couple.
But, yeah. So, we'll see. I don't know how they do on defense. Mine drops a little bit here and there. I have mine on defense for this territory war coming up, so we'll see how that goes in there this week if they get to ships, and we'll see what it does. But yeah, fun to see GoodNightPunk excited about ships finally. Dude, I'm loving Malevolence.
Kidding.
That Malevolence with my buying that Hyena Bomber to 7 stars was a fantastic idea, because that thing is just an amazing tank with Malevolence. Yep. It never dies. It's great. It just sits there and soaks everything up. And it's funny because that health and the protection pool is not that high, but the amount of defense it gets is so out of control that it just sticks around forever.
Yep.
I don't know. It got me into crystal rankings. Joker. When the one day I did actually fight in my fleet arena payout, because my nights are still crazy with work and everything else. The one night I did fight in my arena payout on a slow night at work, I did get 9th, which was my highest ever with Malevolence. And I'm pretty positive if I used a refresh, I could get to 1st any night I wanted to with that team. It's amazing.
Nice.
So,
well, that's pretty awesome. All right. Can I press the rewind button real quick?
Yeah, let's rewind. What's up?
Okay, so Jeffsky posted a link that goes back to Grand Arena Rewards when it started approximately 1 year ago. Actually did start in December. All right, so these are rewards for December 20th of last year. First place received 50 stun guns, 70 Mark 1 amplifiers, 70 Mark 1 capacitors, 3 Omegas, 3 Zetas. You would prefer that over the updated rewards now with getting the, instead of, I believe you get, what do you call it? Mod slicing material. You don't just get the ones to take
Dude,
6
you can take out mod slicing material from every reward and I would be happy. I don't need that crap. I'm always up near 1,000 despite using it all the time. I don't need mod
don't sound
salvage.
like you're using it all the time. You're insane.
I don't on what? Everything I've wanted to slice is sliced up now, so now everything just sits there.
So we have that, and not to mention now we get the Mark II part to go with it. You get 25 of those. I believe that's right. No, you get 65 amplifiers, 65 capacitors, 25 of the Mark II pieces, and then you get the Omegas and the Zetas now.
Did you never get tokens in the rewards before?
No, not until they made the Grand Arena store.
Right, but there was always going to be a Grand Arena store. So
there wasn't in the beginning, though.
Right, but we knew it was coming
when
Grand Arena came out, because they had already talked about tokens.
Yeah, but it was a hypothetical. It didn't actually come out until the Grand Arena Championship, in July or August of this year, not too long ago. So,
I don't know.
So yeah. I think the rewards with this change are officially better than they were in the beginning, in my opinion.
Cool.
But we don't agree, and that's okay.
I don't remember
material.
it ever not giving currency. Currency has always been a thing.
Nope. It was not. We
Because
did not.
I remember when it came out, everyone was like, "How come we don't get any of this? Hope a character never comes there because we'll never have anything to buy anything."
That was when Grand Arena Championship started. The store came
Yes, I'm
with
talking about
Grand
Arena Championships.
Okay, yeah, it's always been there with Grand Arena Championships, but that just started
And so
a few months
gear.
ago.
There was gear in the exhibitions. Gear and
Yes.
tokens.
No, there were no tokens in the exhibition. We only got gear. You only got the gear that it was listed for that time. There was no currency because there was no store. Grand Arena Championships introduced the store earlier this year.
Okay, let's see where you're going with that. That makes sense. So maybe that might be true. Maybe.
I'm pretty confident.
I'm
it's true,
pretty sure
but
you're true
that
too, but
doesn't
I'm
matter.
still gonna disagree.
All
right.
right. So they changed Sith Trooper to be the old Sith Trooper to be Sith Empire Trooper, though he
Knew
did
that
not
was
lose
coming.
his Sith tag. Thankfully.
Well, actually, we didn't know that was coming. I actually thought he would stay Sith Trooper, and we were gonna rename the First Order
Yeah.
Sith Trooper to something different once the movie came out. They just couldn't name him that before the movie came out, but I guess that's not happening. So the Sith
And this
Trooper-
actually makes more sense because Sith Empire is a faction. Why not
But-
be the Sith Empire?
But he's
Trooper?
not the Sith but he was a Sith Trooper as well. Like, he's still got the Sith tag.
Yeah, that's true. But for the Sith Empire.
Right. He's a Sith Empire. Who is it? One of the Sith Empire Sith doesn't have the Sith tag, correct?
No. Oh, wait. Well, HK, because he's a droid.
That's not what I'm thinking of.
Everyone else does. Marauder, Assassin, Darth Revan, Bastila Shan, Trooper.
Yeah, you're right.
Those all have the Sith tag. HK's, I'm pretty sure, is the only Sith Empire that is not a Sith.
It is odd that, well, I guess it's just because of a naming thing, but Sith Assassin, Sith Marauder.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
They need random names. So they added 2 new in-game portraits by playing SWGOH before that update, and
I think this is
showing-
only because of the hyperdrive bundle.
that's probably true. It basically shows that you are pre-hyperdrive player.
Yeah, because one of the portraits was only unlocked if you had hit level 85 before the update. So
Yeah.
anyone that bought that hyperdrive bundle is not going to have the... It was actually a pretty cool title. And you know what's funny is I don't know if Urzatron is listening. Urza, I feel like that portrait is perfect for you. A guy sitting at a bar with a Twi'lek bartender, serving him. So that's like the Urzatron portrait to me. So that's the one you get for
there's
being
nothing
level
like a blue
85.
Twi'lek.
It's all right. Hey, you know what? The other one is Luke and Vader locked in a lightsaber duel with the Death Star behind him. It used to be the old loading screen for the game, and that's the new portrait as well. So cool portraits. I think they were added because the hyperdrive bundle came and they wanted to show a way to show, hey, I played and I never used the hyperdrive bundle or things like that. I don't know, but It is a wrong subspecies of Twi'lek. I'm sorry, Urz. I guess I'm being speciesist. I don't know, but yeah, very cool pictures. I still think I like the anniversary one with the 2 moons better, but It's nice to have more choices. The problem is more choices doesn't involve Wampa.
Ah.
Because I'm telling you what, if there was a Wampa portrait, I would never take it off.
I totally believe you.
I
have my
honestly
favorite
can't
character
remember
as
what
a
mine
portrait.
is. I can't remember what mine is right now. Let me go look.
I had Grandmaster Yoda for the longest time, but I switched to First Order Executioner here recently because he's pretty cool too.
You know, it's funny.
Not as.
I now remember what. So I'm going to ask you a question. You know,
Okay.
Maybe people are interested. Who knows? I changed
Doubt it.
my whole. Yeah, probably not. I changed my title in my portrait when Urs was on because there was a title that I'd never heard of before, and it sounded awesome. So my portrait is now Young Lando, and my title is Spice Freighter Navigator. Spice Freighter Navigator, and I have Young Lando as my title picture.
Yeah, I remember hearing you guys talk about that, and that is a pretty cool one. Has a nice little rhyme to it.
Yes, no doubt. What is yours? I'm just curious.
My First Order Executioner now.
And what's the title you use?
Jedi Master, currently.
Is that the one? I tell you what, on my alt, when I finally get the Fulcrum title, I'll probably never take it off. I'm halfway there.
Huh.
The Fulcrum quest is annoying.
Why don't you have hello there?
I do have hello there, at least on my main, and I think on my alt.
I gotcha.
But I mean, there's
Very
not
nice.
a ton that I don't have. This is an odd conversation we've moved into, but I think that I don't have Bounty Hunter, Fulcrum, Jedi Master, Sith Agent, Sith Master, you know, the Kyber ones, Trapped in Carbonite, Bronzium Battler, Sith Smiter, Vader's Fist, Ship Captain. Surprise.
Okay, so in live chat, Zero says they need a bearded one title for us.
Oh, dude.
You know, they do have one that says scruffy looking.
That is true. That's a
It's
pretty
close. It's
pretty
pretty
close.
close. You know what? I'm changing mine to scruffy looking.
I'm glad that
Done.
I'm glad that we've done this. Well,
Indeed.
All right, so weird random double drops, right?
Yeah, very nice. It kind of came out of nowhere too. What did you do with your double drops on these mod battles and challenges? Because I think today is the last day of it.
I capped everything to make sure it was all over 1,000. Because I just told you. Mod battles and challenge double drops is probably the worst one for me. I'm like, yay, I'm so excited for extra stuff that I don't use.
Bro, you need to be slicing. Like, what is... Get to
I guess I'm not about
slicing,
that slice
sir.
life. You know what?
You're not. I am all about the slice life.
6E mods are cool. I don't
They're
have very
amazing.
many. I don't have very many
I
of them.
love
I'll
them.
be totally honest with you. I don't slice a lot of things to 6E because as far as events go, legendary events go, it's still annoying to me to not be able to use my mods on characters that aren't Gear 12. So I just don't slice them to
good
Gear
lord.
13 so that I'm ready for events.
Oh Lord, I
Now-
can't even.
I know. It's stupid.
It hurts my soul. Like,
I only did it to hurt your feelings. I'm glad we finally reached the
there-
point where I could tell you so that you could just feel it deep inside.
there are so many health primary mods sitting on your roster right now, just begging to be sliced and taking to.
They always jump into
Say-
my face and I just swat them away like flies. I'm like, no, get out of here.
I believe it. Just
I think I
I
have
can't
1,200. I think I could take like an ass ton, a metric ass ton of mods to 6E right now if I wanted to.
when we get done
I think I have.
with our
you want,
show notes,
here's the funny
can,
thing.
Can we do some slicing? Can you slice some mods for us?
Here, I'm gonna look at this. Where's the? Is it under guild? Yeah. Mark II pulse modulators, 1,000.
How in the hell?
I just told you how.
Oh, I have a headache. I
Yeah.
can't do this.
I should just give you control of my account for a day.
Oh my
And
god!
see what happens. You just go mod crazy. I'll let you log into my account and you just go crazy because I know you love mods. This would be like that'll be your Christmas present. Let's just let you have fun with mods for a day.
We should make it a live stream.
That would be so much fun. That would be a lot of fun, actually.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll do it. Maybe not on Christmas. Maybe a day or so after Christmas. But we can have our Christmas stream, Christmas mod stream.
Perfect. That works for me. Perfect.
And I will not deny you from moving anything. How's that,
dude? Oh, that would be amazing. I have so many slice mods, and they're basically, I don't want to say all, but I would bet that 40% of the mods that I have sliced are health primaries.
Yeah, I could see that.
I sliced so many health primaries. It's crazy. I love them. I absolutely love them. I mean, I have so many characters that are just loaded with health primaries. You know, between running Galactic Republic, Night Sister, Joe Grievous, you know, Jolie, Django, C-3PO, Ahsoka, Han.
Think how much stronger my clone team could be if I succeed them.
Okay, what we just talked about, I'm freaking doing before you attempt the KAM mission. All right?
Yeah, I was gonna say they have all got gold mods on them, not 6Es.
Oh, good lord, you gotta fix that. You gotta fix it, man.
Oh, yep.
All right, let's move on to the next topic before I lose my mind. The Hyena Bomber is already in the fleet data cards, fleet packs, and shipments. Was that the fastest a character has went to those?
Shout out to SigSig. Love you, dude. SWGOH events. I'm gonna go see what the when that came out, that marquee was.
I like it. Because it seemed rather quick, but I also didn't farm the Hyena Bomber, so it's kind of hard for me to say.
Hyena Bomber Galactic Chase came out on the 1st of November, so that was a month.
Well,
about a month.
6 weeks, basically.
6 weeks? 4.5 weeks, basically.
When did this update come out?
Yeah,
on the 10th.
No, you're right, because they have estimated shipment date. So his estimated shipment date was the November 29th to December 13th, and it came out on the 10th.
Okay, so it's a little ahead of schedule.
Yeah. It just felt like really fast.
It did. I knew it was November. I didn't realize the beginning of November, so interesting.
Yeah.
They fixed some bugs to make territory battles work correctly.
Yeah, so if you get stars in the bottom phase in light side territory battles, the bottom phase will open into the next area instead of the middle like last time.
Correct. Which will be our strategy, I am pretty sure. We'll probably have to discuss it and see exactly what we do, but yeah.
My strategy is to survive.
Yeah.
To make it out with the app still installed on my phone by the end of the territory battle.
Nice. But my goal will be to get a bunch of 4 out of 4s on combat missions.
Oh, you're cute.
We should bring this discussion up again. No. Joe Grievous finally got his fleet commander tag, which he didn't have before.
Yeah, that was odd.
It
doesn't change anything, but it was weird. A fleet commander was not listed under fleet commanders.
Yeah.
So it made sense they added that, but it was weird when it didn't happen before.
Very odd. All right, so of course territory battle starts on the 16th, and they had to go back and do some changes to General Hux and Sith Trooper regarding their kits. Well, I think we should just talk about their kits.
Hey boys, do you have any tips for us less experienced players?
So I got a very big tip here.
I'm sure you do.
Very big tip.
Oh, yeah.
So, first off, King Baelish asked, where do we shake out on the rumored wager? I said this in podcast chat, and I'll say it again on the show. If they were to nerf the difficulty of this territory battle, I don't think they'd tell us. So I'm not making any wagers until I see the territory battle.
All right.
But
I see how it is.
I want to talk about General Hux, and then you can talk about Sith Trooper, since I know you were stoked about Sith Trooper. So I'll lead us through Hux, and you lead us through Sith Trooper. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right. Let's go here. I'm going to play this little guy. Actually, I'm going to turn this off. Play this little guy here. All right, so General Hux. We just got General Hux, finally. Character from Force Awakens. Character from when this game started. 2 months after this game started, we got Force Awakens characters. General Hux, massive parts in both movies, never in the game until this week. Very glad to see him. A lot of speculation that First Order Officer was him, but it definitely First Order Officer wasn't him. We now have actual General
people
Hux.
thought that?
Yes, a lot of people thought that. Because if you look at the character, I mean, General Hux never wore a hat, so that kind of confused me that people thought that.
Yeah.
But it was
Andy
like,
has the name.
yeah, but how many officers in the First Order did we really see in the first movie?
Well, yeah, but they came out way before. I mean, they've talked about, the bringing characters out before the movie and then them just not being that big of a factor. It was kind of like First Order Executioner. Like, there was a lot of hype for him, and you saw him for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. First Order Executioner was an odd choice. But, I mean, people saw him he was in the trailer, too, right? So that's why they released him before the movie, or there was a toy for him, much like Sith Trooper was introduced at Comic-Con. So they're like, all right, well, there's no spoilers by releasing these tunes. So I don't know. All right, General Hux. Super stoked he's here now. Ruthless First Order support that can prevent enemies from counterattacking. He can do a lot more than that. All right, we'll talk about... So we're going to talk a little bit about Hux after we go about the kit, because there were some things that went on with Hux this week that were very interesting. But we'll talk about that after we go over the kit. So, General Hux. First basic, only basic, commanding shot. Deals special damage to target enemy and gain 25% turn meter. If this attack is a critical hit, General Hux gains advantage for 2 turns if he didn't already have it. So we're already seeing how the First Order work with advantage. Now you're already seeing with his basic how he can get advantage. So there's that.
And this is probably a big reason for that change to advantage. Oh, good grief. Big reason for that change to advantage earlier is because it's such a crucial part to Hux's kit. Losing, attacking somebody that has crit immunity or something while he has advantage, losing that would kind of be a nerf to him in a way.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. Out of curiosity, do you think that Phasma... Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. First special,
Yes.
oppressive... I know you know where I was going. First special, oppressive fire. General Hux gains 10% turn meter. If General Hux has advantage, he loses it and dispels all buffs on all enemies. So massive dispel if he has advantage, which can't be evaded. Then call all First Order allies to assist, dealing 25%, not less, more damage, and a mass assist dealing more damage than it did before. And they released tonight, right before the podcast, the developer insights for these two characters, and something that they mentioned a lot in there was that they were really trying to up the damage output on the First Order teams. Did you think it was really that bad before? Like, I know Crew doesn't do a lot of damage, but OG Kylo can get going. First Order TIE Pilot has always been a damage dealer. Now he's a glass cannon, but
I will say this, though. Their
then
basics really don't do a ton of damage. Their basics they're okay. Their specials generally hit pretty strong.
Surprising there's no special reductions in these kits then.
There is.
Is there?
Yeah, we'll get to it in a second.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
All right, so special number 2. Devious Scheme. Dispel all debuffs on General Hux and target other First Order ally and grant that ally a bonus turn. So now you've got a Dispel for buffs on the other team and a Dispel for debuffs on your team for one character, giving them a bonus turn. Also, if General Hux has advantage, you really want him to keep his advantage up, he loses it and he resets all ability cooldowns on target ally. Hello, extra damage from your specials.
Yep. Exactly. And, you know, Sith Trooper, we'll talk about his kit in a second, is kind of... He's a big part of upping the damage. As we'll get into his kit, you'll understand why. But, you know, Crew's kind of there just to take shots. Fox is... I mean, Executioner can do some pretty badass damage. I mean, that guy can be a nuclear bomb. You know, in a way, he is kind of like
more Dispel.
Yes. And, you know, he's kind of like the Finn of the First Order. You know, obviously works a little bit different, doesn't stack quite as high, not as good for raids. But, you know, whenever you're talking about in an arena match, goodness, you know, the Panda can smash.
The Panda can smash. New quote for Link. I like it.
All right. So there's a assault battle where you can use the First Order. I like using Executioner, and he'll like execute somebody, then execute somebody, then execute somebody. You know what that's called? The Panda Express.
Hey.
Hey.
Use some orange chicken right now.
Oh, I'm hungry. All right. Let's move on to his leader ability.
All right. Leader ability. Bow to the First Order. Basic attacks of First Order allies deal 50% more damage. Hey, we were just talking about their basics don't seem to do that much damage. Well, under a Hux lead, they will. General Hux gains dominance at the start of the encounter and at the start of each of his turns if he didn't already have it, which can't be dispelled or prevented. Dominance expires at the end of the turn whenever General Hux is critically hit. Dominance. Enemies can't counterattack. First Order allies have 100% counter chance and 50% crit damage. Do you want to take... So this makes it so you kind of want to think about taking pot shots at Hux and hope you crit him to get rid of this dominance. Because if you're not doing that, you're...
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing that's really cool about this, so when he has dominance, Crew counters and puts tenacity down. So that creates a lot of options, but he got to counters anyway. But when you start talking about First Order Executioner countering, oh, good Lord. I mean, his basic isn't bad. It's pretty good, but... You know, his special is the thing that can be a nuclear bomb, but man, that basic. So he gets to keep the crit damage. I think under Crew Lead it's 40% crit damage. So actually get a little bit more crit damage, and their basic attacks deal 50% more damage. Not to mention, if they're called in on the mass attack, there's 25% more damage there as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of additional damage with this leader ability for sure. Crew is a lot more towards the survivability, pain in the ass. Hux is going to be the more damage dealing character. And one thing that's interesting, this leader ability is just an Omega. There's no Zeta to this.
Yeah, that's a pretty good leader ability for no Zeta on it.
Yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely.
So I will take that any day of the week and twice on Sundays, as the saying goes.
So go ahead and tell us about his unique, and then I kind of want to talk about modding a little bit for him.
All right, so Boundless Ambition is his unique. General Hux gains advantage for 2 turns at the start of each encounter. While General Hux has advantage, enemies can't gain bonus turn meter.
Well, that's
Zeta.
quite a stir.
Zeta is while General Hux has advantage, enemies can't gain bonus turn meter. That is a massive problem, because if you read this unique again, while General Hux has advantage, enemies can't gain bonus turn meter. Nowhere in there does it say or have any synergy with the rest of his team. It is just to throw General Hux into the team. He gains advantage at the start of the game, the battle. If he has advantage, enemies can't gain bonus turn meter. Uh-oh. Yeah.
Yep. That's a problem. Especially when you have a team that is based around getting bonus turn meter. And the fact this guy gets advantage fairly often. I mean, it's a pretty heavy part of his kit. So I guess go ahead and tell everybody about the issue with this, and then I'll talk about modding.
Okay, so the issue with this that people have come up, have shown, you put this guy in a Sith Empire team, the Sith Empire team destroys General Anakin Skywalker teams. Because all of that extra turn meter that the General Anakin Skywalker team is generating is gone, and now you've opened it up so Sith Empire are just wreaking havoc on the General Anakin Skywalker team. And on top of that, I want to mention this as well. They had a problem that they had to push back the start time of the General Hux Marquee. And that was Gear 10 had a finisher piece in it that required you to have 7 stars to get to Gear 11. So they removed that requirement, which meant that you could get to Gear 11. But there wasn't a piece of gear inside the Gear 11, shell that kept you from getting to Gear 12. So now it is possible for the first time in the game to get a under 7-star character to Gear 12 because of the change they had to make to get this character's marquee out.
Yep. And it's working as intended, will not be changed, so Merry Christmas.
Weird chain of events this week.
Yeah, I'm working on gearing Hux. I'm going to take him to Gear 12, and
here's the funny thing. Everyone's up in arms, and I understand uniformity. I will say this. I do believe that he shouldn't be allowed to be Gear 12 without 7 stars if no other character is allowed to. But I don't care. It's not a problem for me.
Yep. No, I totally agree. I have no issue with it whatsoever.
Not a big deal to me. So.
Yep. So one thing that I think is interesting that a lot of people I think are probably overlooking, especially if he's the leader, a crit of this is a great spot to use a crit avoidance arrow. I mean, especially considering you can get him to Gear 12. If you want to use him as your lead, you can get him to Gear 12 at 3-star, throw a 35% crit avoidance arrow on him, and this will keep dominance on him for much longer. He has to be critically hit in order to get rid of it. And still, even then, once he's critically hit, it lasts until the end of his turn. So one, you have the advantage of him being slower, where dominance will last longer even if he's critically hit, and the advantage of having, the crit avoidance to not lose dominance. So that's actually how I've modded mine, is with a crit avoidance arrow, and I am going very heavy on the health. I've seen a lot of people recommending speed. I don't know how important speed on him will be. I kind of think survivability is probably a more important thing.
Well, if you're using him at 3 stars, at gear 12, definitely wants to be survival.
Yeah, absolutely. And, he gains advantage whenever he uses his basic ability. But keep in mind, dominance, when he has it, First Order allies have plus 100% counter chance. So, anytime he does get hit, crit or not, he will counter and he will get back advantage if he lost it. So, there's certainly going to be a lot of advantage going on for him. Triggering a counter attack with him as the lead, basically just hitting him, that will kill your bonus turn meter gain. And I suspect there will be a change that this unique ability will either be moved to his leader ability or it will require a first order leader of some sort. I'd be kind of surprised if they made it require a full first order faction, but I kind of think a first order leader would probably be likely.
Yeah, I mean, first order leader makes them, I think that covers all situations there. Because if you put General Hux as the leader and then use Synth Empire, good luck. Because even if you use General Hux and then use the same Synth Empire team you were using before with him in the team, it breaks the team. So that's probably the best idea. I don't know.
Yeah, we will see. I love this kit, and like I said, I'm going entirely for survivability. A little bit extra speed will be nice, but I want those counterattacks, getting the advantage. Having the mass assist more often would, of course, be nice. I do not disagree, but you can use like the OG Kylo, a fast OG Kylo, to help boost turn meter around. The fact that Hux also gains 25% turn meter on his basic. I mean, all he really needs to do is counter. A little bit of tenacity on him also might not be a bad idea. If the enemy has a lot of days or something, that way he can counter, gain turn meter, get his advantage back, and keep doing what he does. This is a super cool kit. I think people are overreacting as far as he needs to be super fast. I don't think that's the case. I think that's incorrect. I think survivability will be the more important thing in most all circumstances. Now, there could be, of course, characters come out in the future that change that, change the way this kit works with other characters. Who knows? But I think with what we have now, I think that's the correct way to go.
So, I want to throw this out there. I'm having very deep issues in my heart with what I want to do in the game, with what I know I still need to do to be prepared for General Anakin Skywalker. Because I almost want to throw everything to the side and just gear my resistance in First Order, because I'm just so excited. Hux has made me excited again, A, for First Order, and B, for what could possibly come for the Resistance as well. These two factions have always been fun, but neither one of them for me are great. Every character I have 7-star on Resistance side is gear 11 or higher. I think my gear 11s or gear 12s are RJT, BB-8, and C-3PO. All the rest are gear 11, including, Resistance Pilot. I mean, I have them all at gear 11. I have a decent start on the. I have a decent start. Well, at one point, Resistance Pilot was decent in the tank raid with the Resistance, so that's why I geared her. But I don't have Rose or Holdo at 7 stars yet, so I don't have them geared at all. But They're the only ones that aren't geared. My first order is very lacking, very, very lacking. I have enough at gear 11 for a full team, but I'm still missing characters like Stormtrooper and even OG Kylo. Like, he's still gear 9 for me. Like, this really makes me want to just work on those two factions and say forget everything else, especially with what happened in Lightside Territory Battle. Like, I know I should be working on Lightside Territory Battle teams, but I really just want to work on these two teams. This kit is super fun, and I cannot wait to see what else comes out from these movies up until the spring, because we know that we're getting more stuff from these movies until the spring. So, yeah, I'm super stoked. After these two kits, I am really excited for the rest of what we're going to get with these movies. Or movie.
I have a theory, not that this is going out on much of a limb, but I kind of think the reason they put this enemies can't gain bonus turn meter in his unique, they didn't want that in his leader ability, specifically because I think that is going to pair very well with the Galactic Legend Kylo, who will actually have the really good leader ability. I think he will probably be core to that. It would be nice to get enough characters to where we could actually have 2 first order teams, and 2 resistance teams. Because we have all these characters, like my resistance, for example, I have R2 and 3PO. They have a spot. But RJT, BB-8, Finn, and Resistance Trooper, the 4 of them are all gear 12. That team's worthless for me. I basically do nothing with it besides raid. But I have Holdo, Poe, Rey, all at gear 11. Resistance pilots like gear 7 or something. But then I have a Zeta Rose, at gear 10.
Yeah, Zeta Rose, baby!
I have enough that I can do something with them. But I really need another leader ability. RJT is the only one that's worth a crap. Finn used to be before they freaking kicked that in the nuts and got rid of it. So hopefully this new Galactic Legend Rey will bring something new to this faction. But I would like to see another character besides Rey leading the Resistance. It would be great if there was a replacement character of some sort for that second leader ability, but I don't think that's the route they're going. I think it's going to be Rey, and then RJT will still be good with what she's been good with.
You made me very sad just now, and I might be too many IPAs, but if it wasn't carpet around me and garbage can, a garbage can might work, I would pour out part of my beer for Finn's old leadership.
That's no kidding.
I miss it so
that
much.
Was such a fun leader ability.
Oh, it was 150 Galactic War wins to unlock Sims. I would say 100 of them were Finn leadership all the way through. That. Like, that was the thing, and that was the best thing, and then it was.
It was unbelievably fun.
Yes, F in chat for Finn's leadership ability.
Yep. I can't disagree. No. All right, how about we go ahead and talk about more synergy here with my boy Trooper.
All right, let's see what you got, bro.
All right, I love this kid. So. All right, we have Sith Trooper, who is obviously a dark side character with the alignments of dark side attacker, First Order, and Sith. Described as an elite trooper with powerful First Order and Sith synergy and high damage potential. As you will see with this kit. Basic ability.
What was that?
The yawns are getting to me. All right, let's restart that. All right, basic Sith Strike. Deal physical damage target enemy. If this attack is a critical hit, Sith Trooper gains critical hit immunity for 2 turns. Keep in mind, this is on basics. We just talked about all these counterattacks and stuff. So Sith Trooper now has the added benefit if on a crit, he then cannot get crit. That's pretty cool. I like it.
If on a Huck's team. Huck's
Counters
leadership team, right?
RJT.
Dominance is
Yes.
only on the leadership, right? Yeah, okay.
Yes. And this counters RJT really well because they inflict expose on a crit, and that's how their team goes. So that will make taking down the trooper very difficult.
Yeah.
Special one is Vengence Blast on a 3-turn cooldown. This is a very cool looking AoE. Deal physical damage to all enemies. This attack deals 50% more damage for each currently defeated First Order or Sith ally. 50% more damage. So there's another character in this game that kind of has a similar mechanic in which
I
when
hate
somebody
this mechanic,
dies.
to be honest.
Really? Why?
Because I don't want more damage when my teammates are dead. I don't want my teammates dead. Every battle I go into is you go. Let's say you go into Grand Arena. Your sole intention is to not lose people because you need the banners. I don't want extra damage when they're dead. I mean, it's nice to get it, but I hate the mechanic.
I don't. I love the mechanic.
So you wouldn't want it based on anything other than your teammates being dead.
Would I prefer if it dealt 50% more damage for each currently living First Order Sith ally?
Well, it
Sure,
wouldn't be that
but
understandable, but it lets if it was hinging on if it was dependent on anything other than your teammates being dead, I would like it. I think it's okay. McTweet has a very good point. This spells arena. Okay, you're not going to keep everyone alive in arena. I'm really curious to see if we're going to see First Order in arena, because I don't see it happening unless we get something. Unless that Galactic Legend Kylo is really good. I mean, I don't want my teammates dead most of the time. So having 50% more damage, I'm not really ever gonna need that or want that, you know? First Order nuke team. Yeah, there you go.
Well, I like it. I'm a big fan. Anything that does more damage, I am perfectly okay with.
Except I'm willing to say that in most situations, you might not even get to that extra damage. Because you're going to try to keep your team alive.
Well, yeah, you would prefer your team to be alive, sure.
And how often... Okay. I just don't think it's a good mechanic. That's just my take.
So it's not good. I mean, you'd rather do the same amount of damage when your team
I didn't
dies
say
rather
it's
than
not
do
good, and
more
I don't
damage?
want it in the kit. I would like it replaced with something else. It's fine that it's there. I would rather it or than nothing, but I don't like kits. Just like I don't like terrible example. I don't like Royal Guard's mechanic of I'm going to taunt when someone's almost dead. Okay, great. You're taunting now. But guess what? An AoE is going to kill the guy you're taunting to protect. It's a stupid mechanic. There's better things that they could have done.
I like it. I think it's pretty neat, but all right, second special, Resurgent Power, cooldown of 3. Dispel all debuffs from all First Order and Sith allies and grant them advantage for turns. If another yawn. If Sith Trooper already had advantage, he is called to assist. So, advantage, good on Sith Trooper. Not a ton of ways to get it, it seems, though. This is the first thing we've seen about him.
I don't understand the wording. Called to assist who?
Well, he does this ability, and then,
so shouldn't it say if he already had advantage, he attacks? He's not assisting anyone.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of it is worded a little weird.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. I'm like, you're not it's your ability. Who are you assisting?
Yeah. No, that's a good question. It's little odd. Maybe it'll make more sense when we actually use him. But
Joker says by assisting he can't be countered. Well, that's a nice mechanic. So if the wording is literally put in there for that reason, I can deal with that. But it doesn't make sense, like, grammatically.
Yeah.
Because he's not assist. No one else attacked. Well, and it's funny because in the picture, First Order Executioner attacks. Why is First Order Executioner attacking?
Well, because he just got advantage. It's probably his next turn. I think it's just showing the ability where he gains advantage, and that's pretty much it.
I'm still confused on that. This is his special, so even if another character takes a turn and he has advantage, he's not going to assist because of this wording. Why is First Order Executioner attacking in the image? Because he is taking a turn after Sith Trooper does his special. He does a special, and then Fox attacks, and then he takes another turn.
And
what? The image isn't making sense to me.
Okay. Well, we will move on to Unique 1.
Okay, wait. Before you move on, I need to know, is it just me? Does the image make sense to you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He is first dispelling all debuffs on First Order allies and granting them advantage.
Does that call Fox to assist? It doesn't call Fox to assist. Doing that does not cause any attack by Fox. If I'm reading the ability correctly. So looking at the image, he's dispelling all debuffs on First Order Sith allies and getting advantage. If he already had advantage, he is called to assist. We must be missing something in the wording here.
We haven't finished his abilities yet.
You know what? You're on to something. Maybe we should read everything.
That's why I started to move on to Unique 1, Emperor's Legacy. Final text. This is with the Zeta also. At the start of battle, Sith Trooper gains advantage for 2 turns if the leader is First Order or Sith. While Sith Trooper has advantage, he has plus 50% critical damage. Whenever another First Order or Sith ally scores a critical hit or stuns an enemy, Sith Trooper is called to assist. Limit once per turn. Whenever another First Order or Sith ally is defeated, the cooldown of Vengence Blast is reset. Then Sith Trooper gains advantage for 1 turn, takes a bonus turn. So in that image, you are seeing a Sith Trooper who does not have advantage, dispel all debuffs, and grant First Order advantage. Then Fox takes a turn, and he scores a critical hit, which then calls in Sith Trooper to assist. Is what I believe is happening.
So the image is misleading because the image says special ability, resurgent power. What it doesn't say in there's plus a First Order Executioner turn.
Correct. They let the thing go on longer than they should have.
It looks cooler of an ability in the image than the wording says.
Because it looks like he's calling Fox and then assisting Fox, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Now I understand what's going on there. It's just misleading because it's saying this is the special ability when it's really not.
So one cool thing about the Sith Trooper is, so he's got 50% critical damage whenever he has advantage. He gains advantage whenever someone dies. Let's see. He has an ability that gives advantage to everyone, which where was I going with that? He has an ability that
gives Hux more advantage, which is great.
And whenever he gets advantage also, he can then critically hit on his basic and get crit immunity. And one other thing that is really important is the fact that he has the plus 50% critical damage whenever he has advantage. So it's kind of an interesting mechanic in which a guaranteed crit gives him more critical damage in addition to whatever first order leader he is using, assumably crew or Hux. He will then be getting another 40 or 50% critical damage, which heavily means you should be modding for or modding with an offense set very, very, very heavily towards offense. With all this extra critical damage, he will be a total monster. I'm pretty excited about this character.
I'm curious with Hux having decent stats and everything and abilities outside of his leadership. Are we gonna see any resurgence of a Phasma lead, or is Phasma just relegated to a secondary character for the rest of her career?
I hope not, but
because I love
think what they're
Phasma
doing
leadership.
here, I think they're trying to build 2 resistance teams, 2 first order teams. That's what they're doing with all these characters from these movies, in my opinion. And I kind of think Phasma could be the next leader, because I kind of think with Hux you will still want the best tank, because I think it's going to be the better team. Now that could be the new Kylo. Either way, I think you'll have 2 Kylos on one team, kind of like you do now. But you'll have to figure out what to do with OG Kylo and Phasma. They're going to be both kind of the black sheep of the situation, which you kind of have to find a spot for them. But I think there will be plenty of places for them to fit in.
It'll be interesting. The leftovers are what? Phasma. You'd have to have a Phasma lead, because if you had Crew and Hux on the same team, one of them is leading.
Yes.
So the second team would be a Phasma lead with OG Kylo, Special Orders TIE Pilot.
Yes.
Who else? I don't even know. First Order TIE Pilot. That's a terrible team. Is there even a tank? Are you talking about First Order Officer with the Hux crew team, or are you talking about First Order Stormtrooper? Because at that point, I would think Stormtrooper would have to go with Phasma and...
What am I talking about specifically?
No, I'm just asking what you think, because I would think that Stormtrooper would have to go into the second team.
Maybe.
Well, if they didn't, there wouldn't have a tank.
I mean, it's gonna be hard to know until we see more of the kit, but yeah, I mean, you'll probably need a tank. So, new Kylo could take the place of Crew. So Crew might be able to go over on that team. You could have a Crew team and then have, a Hux or a new Kylo team. It's just kind of gonna depend, I guess, on what that kit is. I do want to cover Chicken Bottom's question real quick. With advantage, you're guaranteed to get a critical hit. Why wouldn't you use a crit damage set? And the reason is because with all the extra critical damage that he has, the plus 50% from his unique when he has advantage, in addition to the leader ability, he's going to have plus 90 to plus 100% additional critical damage. And with that much critical damage, if you go mod with an offense set, even on a crit, you will do more damage than you would if you had a crit damage set instead of an offense set. Even if you crit every single time, you will always do more damage with an offense set. For example, I see a lot of people post really good numbers with like relic fins, but in phase 1 of the Sith raid with RJT, if you mod Finn with an offense set, you will get more damage because you have the bonus crit damage from the leader ability and you have the bonus crit damage from, say, C-3PO. When you start stacking up that much critical damage, around 40-50% can get kind of murky depending on how much additional secondary offense you're adding in. But for the most part, if you're at 50% or higher, you're going to be better off going with that offense set. Kind of the same thing with, Sith Marauder, Darth Revan, that whole team. Same with the clones under General Anakin Skywalker. They're another team gets plus 50% crit damage. that's an entire faction that you're better off modding with an offense set rather than a crit damage set. There are a few exceptions that may change that rule one way or the other, but in general, if you have plus 50% crit damage or more, mod with an offense set. You will be better off. So yeah.
All right. These two characters get me real stoked for what we're gonna get next. I just say that much.
I totally agree there.
I would
cannot
love
wait.
for a Galactic Chase version for characters for some of these introductions on these characters. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to do it for ships, why can't it be possible for characters? And if we're going to release a good chunk of First Order and Resistance characters, it'd be nice to have a way to unlock characters that way. I think that would be fun.
Totally agree, 100%. Kind of bummed that they're not doing that they went back to the marquee. Must have not been as productive, but that's okay.
They had a Galactic Chase recently.
Yeah.
Hyena Bomber. That was only a month ago. So, I mean, it's still a thing. So, I mean,
it's only been ships that we've seen that in, too, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wish they had a
character
version of Galactic Chase. Name it something else. Make it for characters. Make it for one of these movie characters. I mean, that's going back to new players coming for this movie. That would be a good way to get them excited, to spend energy, maybe buy some crystals and spend some more energy. I'm just saying. I would like to see a character from the movie released similar to Galactic Chase, because I am really stoked for all the characters they decide to come out with for these movies in the next few months. I'm sure I'll be more excited after I see the movie, and I know some of these characters even better, but man, it's these two. If these two don't get you excited to A, see the movie, and B, see what characters we're gonna get out of those movies, I don't know what you. Well,
100%.
I know what would keep you from getting excited, and that's the state of the game for the last 5 or 6 months. But I still enjoy it. Like, let me put this PSA at the end of the podcast. I still enjoy the game. I still enjoy playing it.
Do you?
If I could play it, I mean, if there were ways to play it, I would enjoy it even more than I do. But I'm looking forward to the first 3 months of this year. The first quarter, where there's supposedly a raid. What else we're gonna see and get in the first 3 months of this year? I'm excited to see that. I mean, I guess we'll just see what happens. But I still enjoy the game. I still enjoy Grand Arena is probably my favorite thing, even though I'm not great at it, and that it falls in terrible times for my sleep schedule and work. But I don't know. I still enjoy the game and the theory crafting and all that kind of stuff. Yep. So I'm excited to see what happens with this movie and these characters going forward. That's all I'm saying. So.
Well, we have one last topic to get to, but real quick before we get to that, Mostef Isley says in chat, who else is taking a drink when Wink yawns? And Chicken Bottom brings up an amazing point. No one. They would all have alcohol poisoning. That is 100% accurate. So let's go ahead and get to this next topic. That way I'm much closer to going to bed.
Execute Order 66.
Oh, geez. We know what that means.
Oh, yeah. It's time for Wink Tries to Pronounce Things.
What? Oh, hold on. Why is the sounder for this not... Do or do not, there is no try.
I don't know. You're the soundboard guy. You answer your own question.
Yeah, that's,
Next time.
Yeah, I need exactly. I need to check
this is this is only like the third time we've done this. Just kidding. We've done this quite a few times, and we just had that revelation. So, Wink Tries to Pronounce Things. The movie is coming out in less than a week, folks. Less than a week. So
it is.
The resistance is scattered to the four winds, all in the outer rim. I looked up weird outer rim names, and we're gonna have Wink try to pronounce some things from the outer rim. So
okay.
All right, let me get this up here. There we go. Oh, there it is.
All right, let's do it. All right, so why don't you tell us about Suswena?
That's probably how I would have pronounced it. It is a sector located in the Outer Rim territories of the galaxy and was traversed by the Hydean Way and the Rimma trade route.
Ooh, interesting. I did not know about the Rimma trade route.
Everyone
the
should
next
know
one-
about the Rimma trade route.
The next one is Jalukan.
I was really hoping you'd say Jello Can. Jalukan was a cold and rocky mountainous planet in the Outer Rim territories.
Sounds absolutely amazing.
Sounds like Colorado.
This one I am totally going to butcher. Quillihan Nebula.
It sounded right. A nebula located in the galaxy's unknown regions. So there you go.
Ah, interesting. All right. I've heard of the unknown regions, but I have not heard of Bergutren.
One of the
Final
only
answer.
final answer. Bugatren? Is that what you said?
Bergutren.
One of the only known shipping docks in the Outer Rim and home to nefarious mercenaries, including Judon Iso.
Ooh, scary. Alrighty. Iriadu.
Iriadu. That sounds right. A planet on the Outer Rim controlled by the Galactic Empire, as well as the home of Grand Moff Tarkin and his family.
Interesting.
All right, so we have
pretty cool.
5 things that Wink has pronounced. One of them I made up. Let's see if Wink can figure out which one was made up.
I'm hoping you gave it away.
Lately,
because
he's been wrong. Last 2
I
at
was on
least he's
straight
been
for
wrong.
a while.
Last
Yeah.
2 he's been wrong. So we'll see if he can figure this one out. All right.
All right. I kind of think you came up with it just for whatever reason. Jello Can came into your head and you made it a planet.
Jello Can is an actual place.
Really?
Yes.
That I don't know if that's disappointing or exciting.
Jello Can is an actual planet in the Star Wars canon.
Okay, all right. So it's Quellohan Nebula.
No, it is not.
All right, what is it? I give up.
Bergutran.
Really? Okay.
And by the way, the nefarious mercenary Judon Iso is also made up.
I kind of figured, but yeah.
Third you figured.
I thought Judon Iso. Iso sounds kind of similar.
It sounds
to
Star Warsy, right?
does.
You know what? I'm like Judon Iso. That sounds like a Star Wars name. Maybe
I
I'll
was
pick
kind
that
of wondering. I was like, maybe this dude's related to like Jin or something. Iso, Urso kind of sounds similar. So yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Uh,
This has been this week's version of Wink Tries. He
and
tried indeed. This week
Indeed.
was a failure. 3 in a row. I'm feeling pretty good.
Well, you should be. There's only an 80% chance you're gonna win.
What? No, there's an 80% chance you're going to win.
No, there's an 8% chance I am going to lose.
Is that? You have.
It's correct.
You have 4
Yes.
answers that are correct out of 5. That would be 80% chance to be correct. No. You
No,
okay.
I have.
This is why I'm not the maths guy. All right.
This is why
you
you're
are
not the
correct.
maths
That
guy.
is right. Forgive me for my. I'm very old. It's been a while since I took a math class. Forgive me.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fair. That's
All right.
fair.
So there we go.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty much gonna wrap up this episode of the Shattered Order podcast. We would love if you guys would check our other show, Chosen Ones. You can
Which
search
we're going
for
to
Chosen Ones
record in
or
like
Shattered-
15 minutes. You guys can't. You don't get to see
Yes.
that, but you will if you go
You
to
don't, but-
Chosen Ones on your podcast catcher of choice and listen to our Mandalorian reviews because Chosen Ones.
And we would love it if you guys would leave us some reviews, whether it is here or on the other podcast feed. Reviews do help the show get, a little bit more notice and that sort of stuff. And hey, share the SOP with some guild mates and some arena mates. Let's get some more listeners.
Yeah, let's do it. We have a great time recording that show. I love being able to talk with a good friend every week about those shows in depth, and
Exactly.
then to hear your guys' takes on our takes is always good times. So appreciate you guys for listening. Appreciate you guys for listening to this podcast. If you like this podcast, you like the chat, the Twitch chat, if you like listening to us, if you want to get involved in that, go to discord.me/shatteredorder, because all week long, I did the clap thing while I talked. All week long, we talk about this game in our Discord, have a lot of fun. I'll tell you what. There are so many people in that Discord. So many. I love talking to every week. If we just continue to add to that number, I would be stoked, because any time of the day I can say something and get your guys' opinions on everything. I love it. So discord.me/shatteredorder. Thank you to everyone that is there, for everyone that will come to our Discord in the future. You guys make that place awesome. So come check it out. As well, join us on Twitch. If you do not join us on Twitch normal, if you do not if you do not join us on Twitch normally, twitch.tv/shatteredorder. Normally on Friday nights around 8:15 Mountain Time, we are here. So come check us out. We have a lot of fun. It's great to be here, and we love having it's funny. You remember when me and you did not do live shows and we just talked to each other?
Yes, I do.
You remember how different it became when there was a Twitch chat with people asking questions and kind of answering our questions? It just made
much more interactive.
So much
Yes.
better, because people had ideas and things for us to talk about that they talked about in chat. It's just so great. Join us on twitch.tv/shatteredorder, mostly on Friday nights. We would appreciate that. Anything else you got to say?
I've got nothing. I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm ready to go talk
That
about the Mandalorian.
was your cue to talk about our wonderful sponsors.
We need to get this earlier in the show.
We need to start doing it at the beginning, because
God bless.
there are magical things happening behind the scenes on this podcast. We can hear each other.
magical things.
The audio quality is top notch, and there is one reason for that, and that is because of our sponsors from Blue Microphones. They give us time to give you the chance to record yourself or play your games with a microphone that's amazing from Blue Microphones.
Ooh, yeah.
It's just they are a fantastic company, Blue Microphones. Go check them out. They have amazing. Yeti is one of the best streaming mics out there. Almost everyone you watch on YouTube and Twitch starting out is using a Yeti. I mean, I would probably say at least 8 out of 10 people. Look it up. Best streaming mic, Yeti. Blue Microphones. I'm telling you. Great stuff. Go check it out. I really love Blue. Thank you for sponsoring us. If you like the way this sounds, go check them out too. Now, let's go do the Mando thing, because I am super stoked about this episode. For everyone out there that hasn't seen this week's episode, go check it out, because holy crap, it was awesome. Until then, I want to say thank you for listening. Episode 170.